Hey gang, Scott here. In the last several weeks and months, I've done some reviews of filters, and part of those videos I've shown the color cast and how much of the color cast was in the filter. And I got some questions about how I'm measuring that. What am I doing to determine what the color cast is? So I thought I'd run through that here really quick with you. It's really pretty straightforward. Get something like a color card or a gray card, something that you would expect to be a certain neutral gray or a certain white. I use a color checker card from X-Rite, and take a photo of it without the filter, then put the filter in, and take a photo with the filter. And keep your settings, have a consistent lighting area. You can do that in the studio. I can do it right here. I can do it outside. And then once you've got those captures, you can correct the nominal photo, the one that has no filters, and then apply that same setting to the one with the filter and see what you get. So I'll show you that process here in Lightroom. So here's a photo I took of a color checker. I called this a nominal shot. There's no filter on this whatsoever. F4, ISO 200, I got a 1/250th a second. None of that stuff matters. The F4, ISO 200, keeping that the same, shooting in consistent lighting conditions. I'm just gonna grab my color picker, choose my white, and Lightroom sets the temperature and the tint accordingly. I have a known good source of color, the color checker. My monitor happens to be calibrated as well, but that is my reference point, that square right there. Well, what I'll do is I'll copy these settings. And the reason I'm copying is just to make sure that I copy only white balance. When I move to the next photo over, now this is my long exposure test. You can see the F4, the ISO 200 is the same millimeters. Basically the camera didn't move at all. The only thing that happened is the filter went in, and I've got a 500 plus second exposure. I'm going to now paste those settings, making sure I'm only pasting the white balance change. You'll notice that changed here. But now that I have that, I'll return to the library view, get my two images, and do a side-by-side comparison, right? And I can zoom in here and just take a look. On the left is my nominal, what I expect to be pure white, and on the right is the shot through the filter using the same white balance. The white balance was set using the nominal shot. I'm applying that same value to the long exposure with the filter, and this is ever so slightly warmer, right? We also can now go into, back to the grid view. We'll go into develop on the long exposure shot. I'll now adjust the white balance. Now pay attention to the temperature slider. We'll see that jump. It dropped down by about 400 Kelvin. So sure enough, the long exposure was a little warmer, right? So this compensated by making the temperature cooler. But that's fundamentally the process. You just grab two photos of a known good color source, one without the filter, one with the filter. Correct the one without the filter. You can correct the one with the filter and compare, or you can do copy and paste. But that's basically the process, and you can do this with any of your filters that you have. And I like to do that just so I have a general idea of what direction a filter is going to go, so that when I get into processing, if something doesn't look right, I mentally know, oh, this filter runs a little warm or a little cool. You can compensate for it, assuming you're not doing a color card with each of your outings into the field. Hope you found this useful. Got questions? Drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.